Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the United Truth. And I want to talk about Romelu Lukaku. And I want to talk about whether Manchester United were right to let Romelu Lukaku go. Obviously, following yesterday's result against Shakhtar for Inter, Romelu Lukaku has brought his tally for this season to 33 goals in, I think it's 51 games. And I want to know what people think, whether people think that we sold Lukaku and what he could have been doing at United now, or whether he's right to go. So, yeah, yesterday, if you saw Lukaku's goal, they were something special. Both goals were just typical strikers' goals. And then from what you see from United on Sunday, you put Lukaku in those positions, you expect him to score. Lukaku is just born to score goals. He's just a quality operator. Now, this is where it kind of gets funny for me because you hear the pundits yesterday saying he looks very happy. Lukaku's back at his best and stuff like that. Manchester United should be regretting this. But I've got a different take on that. I've always thought Lukaku was a very good player, very good goal scorer. I think Jose saw him as a different type of player. I thought that he saw him as a little bit more as like a hold-up player, a little bit more like Drogba, but he's not. He's literally a guy who is in behind. You put him through and he will be able to hold you off with his arms, and he's hard to stop. Big, strong, but he's quick and he's very intelligent. His runs are very intelligent as well, so that can't be underrated. So, yeah, yesterday I was listening to some of the pundits straight after, and, it's the usual thing where all of a sudden they're bigging up Lukaku and he's kind of like, let's look at Manchester United. Why on earth can you let go somebody who scores 33 goals a season? Lukaku was very, very complimentary to United straight after. There was no disrespect. He actually said himself about the flourishing Greenwood, talked about Rashford, and he talks about Martial as well. So there's no bad blood there. And I just want sometimes these pundits and people talk about stuff like this there can be a case where this particular type of sale and purchase between Milan and Manchester United worked out for all. Now, Lukaku didn't seem like a happy player at Manchester United. Pogba was out for big chunks. There was no creativity, no getting in behind the ball, in behind the defence. And that's the way he plays. Now, it is kind of funny. I do think Lukaku would have thrived behind, like in front of Bruno Fernandes now, because he's always looking to pass you on. So in hindsight, in that case, if it was the summer and Bruno was there, then maybe I'll be suggesting maybe we get rid of Lukaku. But he wasn't there. And we still wasn't showing. We were still going with Pereira, and we wasn't showing anything to say that Lukaku could thrive. We was getting, I think, around about 70 million for him. He wanted to go. He needed a new start, a little bit like Alexis Sanchez as well. Perfect team. They've got the perfect manager. Plays fairly defensive. His setup's defensive, which means that they're very good in attack because he's got some very clever and quick players as well. Clever thinking players, but he's set up to defend as well. So yeah, they've got the perfect manager for like players like Sanchez as players get a little bit older. I said myself a few days ago, if Messi was to leave, that would be a perfect team for him to go to, because the way that his lack of pressing for Barcelona, I'm not saying it's going to cost him, because he's technically probably the best player in the world along with Ronaldo or a few other players now. But just in general, his actual overall aggression and his pressing has obviously slipped as he's got a little bit older as well. So for Inter Milan, if they set things up for him perfectly, the deal could actually be done where Lautaro Martinez could go the opposite way, and it could actually be a free deal. And Barcelona may potentially have the better deal because his Messi comes towards the end. But let's move away from that. Let's get back onto Lukaku. So he's at the perfect team. He's at Inter Milan. Perfect team for him. Perfect manager. He wants to play under the manager, playing in Italy as well. And just in general for Belgium and whatever team he's gone to, he's always been a quality player. Now, from the Manchester United standpoint, we finally got top whack for a player that we purchased. Now, we didn't give him away for half price, or like say for Di Maria, we brought him one season, top money, then sold him for like a lot smaller. So we got a good deal. We've been able to see Mason Greenwood. We wasn't in the Champions League, so we could nurture these younger players through. We just brought Daniel James. Whether that's turned out how it's turned out, we've just brought him at the end of the day. And he wanted to give, I think at the start, it was more Rashford a chance as the number 9. Then it turned into Martial, and you can't deny what Martial's done. These guys have scored over 60 goals between them. So the deal, in reality, it's just one of those guys. It's literally for everyone, it's worked out perfectly. For Inter Milan, they are perfectly in place now to win the Europa League. They finished second in the league, and they look like they're ready to go for the league next season. And if you look at United as well, like for us this season, we finished 3rd. So we finished a place above, below Inter or whatever. I think our league's a little bit more competitive. Always that little bit arrogant, because at the end of the day, you know, Roma got to the Europa League quarterfinals or whatever. So it's probably a little bit arrogant, but yeah. So they finished 2nd, we finished 3rd. They got to Europa League final. They're a little bit more ahead of us. They can get the best out of someone like Alexis Sanchez. Conte seems like one of those sort of players, a little bit like how Mourinho used to be, who can get the most out of these older players as well, by the system, by the style that he plays, and these guys will follow. He saves players' legs just by the defensive organisation. So the pressure of, you know, playing on a Sunday against, like, say, Liverpool, and, you know, getting a few bad first touches, then you've got like the crew in the Sky studio that are kind of like just ripping him apart, absolutely making a mug of him. Like, this has actually been perfect. The United fans can't get on his back because he doesn't look like the most elegant of players, and I think that sometimes goes against him, and I think he's been disrespected that much because of that. I've been guilty of myself, like sometimes obviously frustration. You look at a game, he's like, oh, Lukaku, come on, your first touch. You know what I mean? Your first touch is your second touch, come on. But in reality, I've always been a Lukaku fan. To be honest with you, I've always thought that he's a top quality player. And I just think it's one of those situations where it's worked out for all. It doesn't actually have to be, well, he scored 2 yesterday, he scored 33 goals. Manchester United are crying out for a player like that. Yes, in hindsight, potentially, yes, but let's not forget about the work that Martial has done, technically gifted as well, and he's only going to get better. Let's not forget when Rashford was on form, what he's done. And the main thing is, let's not forget how many games Mason Greenwood's been able to play and score so many goals, where people are now talking about potentially getting an England call-up in the future. Do you know what I mean? Would that happen with Romelu Lukaku? Probably not. Would Lukaku have scored quite a few goals? Probably so. Would we still be talking about Lukaku in a derogatory way? We probably would, because the Premier League is a different animal and Manchester United are a different animal altogether. So yeah, I think it's a good deal. It's been a good deal all around. I liked Lukaku's words afterwards. He's very graceful in. He could have tried to rub it in and try to say something else. Like, I think Sanchez has thrown a few little jabs and whatever. I think Ashley Young actually came out and said something as well. So it looks like he's going to have the last laugh for this season, and they're in the Champions League, so we might meet him along the lines. But like, yeah, good luck to Lukaku. I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that it was a good move? Do you think that we should have kept him? And smash a like, guys, and I'm on to the next one. See you guys later. See you later.